we left off was that, and I forget all your names because that's how much you mean to me. We had Fenna and Olsen were investigating Bullet Bob's, and I think Fenna and Olsen then went across the street to discover that there is an alley with about 8 doors, and apparently, what's the woman's name? Leah. Leah disappeared in one of those, is what you figure. At the same time, we had Willem and Percival were back at HQ, and they were running queries against the database mainframe and against the Esper wall at the same time, and communicating back and forth between the two teams. So we left it with Olsen staring at one of those doors, the only one that was unlocked in the alley, and there's no other way out. You either just go into it, and there's no other way out if you go into one of those doors. And it's a rundown alley. The buildings are all run down. Now, Willem and Percival, you're done with the Esper wall and the database, and as you're walking out of HQ to meet back up with the team, you notice that people are kind of like staring at you, and they're it's like they're pointing and talking to you. Ooh, just hang on, accepting delivery. Thank you. And they're staring at you, and they're kind of pointing, and it's like they're talking about you. And you notice, I'll never be able to find it, but you notice a magazine. But you think if I could find it in here. No. There we go. There we go. Short everyone. You notice this magazine that they're carrying around, and it's the trashy tabloid Kill. And anyone that's talking to you seems to be holding one of these, or that's pointing at you and staring at you and commenting seems to be holding one of these. And just as you're about to leave the headquarters, Willem, your Kia goes off, and you can see it's Deputy Chief Holden calling you. What do you do?
I answer it.
And you could hear heavy breathing. Willem, you and your team get to my office now. And the connection goes dead.
Wow, I didn't even have a chance to be rude or disrespectful.
Oh, Kelly, I gotta say, my immersion is completely broken. The magazine is still only $10. That's a magazine today. Suspension of disbelief broken.
I'll work on that for next session. I'll Photoshop that one to be better. So, Percival and Willem, you're standing there, and you just got a call from the boss. And Fenna, your Kia lights up, and you get a message: return to HQ immediately.
And people are standing around reading these magazines, right?
Yeah. Sorry, what was that, Fenna?
Oh, I'm not here, technically.
Yeah, but your Kia is going off, like your phone.
Yeah. So I'll just go, damn boss.
Is there a copy of the magazine where I can get it and look at it?
I'm just going to tap somebody on the shoulder and say, pardon me, may I see that for a moment?
And he kind of is stunned. He's like, yeah, take it. And then he just kind of scoots off quickly. He doesn't wait for it back or anything like that.
Okay. Flip through real quick and to see what everybody's gawking at. Is our pictures in here somewhere?
There's no pictures of you, but it basically it's a whole article, and it's the primary article in here, and it's talking about how replicants are bad, and how now they're going on murderous rampages, and Wallace can't control its creations. So it's basically it's a hit piece against your investigation. It's talking about bumbling detectives. Like it's not pretty. It's not flattering. It's really bad, and it's a hit piece against the LAPD. It's a hit piece against Wallace Corp.
Who's the byline by?
It's the editor. We've
Ooh.
talked about that before, and I forget his name. Hang on. It's not hard to find.
Gee, I wonder what the boss is going to
Gel.
talk to us about.
Jel Schuyler. I wonder if I can share this easily. I don't know how to share these things. Oh, can I deal this? Oh, there it is. So that's you're well aware, being Blade Runners, that the editor of Kill Magazine is Jel Schuyler, and that's the gentleman who wrote the article. I'm just gotta go off camera for a second. Okay. Did it show up in your on your screen?
Maybe. Hold on. Is it a mugshot?
It is a mugshot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not seeing it.
Oh, I thought I put it on there.
Maybe it's way off to the edge somewhere.
Oh, there it is.
There.
It's on the left.
Ah.
On the far left. Keep going left.
Ah. Our little Hall of Infamy.
Yeah. So that's the editor, and that's the person who wrote the article.
Okay.
Willem, your phone is ringing again. It's Deputy Chief Holden.
Again?
Yeah.
I click it on. I'm like, okay, we're on our way.
He doesn't even say anything. He just shuts the connection off as soon as you say that.
Yeah, I think we better get up there.
Right.
So you take the elevator and you go near the top, because that's where the Deputy Chief's office is. It's a very nice office. You were in it just the other day, getting this case handed to you, forced upon you, perhaps. And he's sitting there, and you can see he's just red. His face is red, and he's if humans steamed, he'd be steaming. And if you look closely, you can kind of see the waving in front there from heat coming off him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he reaches to his desk and he grabs something and he tosses it to you.
Is it the same magazine?
It's the same magazine that you've got.
I'll unroll mine and say, thank you, but I believe I have my own.
What the fuck did you do? I told you to solve this. And now you're talking to Kill Magazine?
Actually, is there anything specific in there that we're quoted as saying?
Yeah, there is.
What specifically? Like who what conversation would it have come from, or with who?
So there's some talk that when you were investigating at the club, some of the lines you spoke that are in there as well. You're talking about Leah and Sandor and how Leah killed Sandor.
Okay. So the only people that were there were the people that we interviewed, because the club would have been cleared because it's a crime scene.
But
right?
you were outside as well, or something else.
We didn't ask questions outside, though.
Oh, then maybe something else happened inside the club.
I have no idea where this came from, Captain. We didn't say any of this stuff.
I look over at him and say, correction, we did say these things, but not within public view. I suspect that perhaps the club was microphoned. Or the bar owner simply hates the police force and reported this directly.
I turn to Percival and go, do you know how to lie?
I understand the technicalities behind it, yes.
Okay, just wondering.
That's a nice suit you're wearing.
The chief looks at you and he says, I just got yelled at by Wallace Corporation for the last 30 minutes. They're ready to unleash a holy war against this department.
We just came from there, and I got to tell you, I think something's up with them because they, we were into, I forget her name's, Quell's office, right?
Yep.
And she just told us what our investigation was going to turn up, and then dismissed us. She wasn't really interested in anything we had to say. She just told us what it was going to be. So there's either she's a lackey, doesn't know anything, or there's something going on there.
He takes a deep breath. He closes his eyes, and he's very loud, purposefully loud. And he's like, he looks at you, and he opens his eyes and he looks at you, and he's like, detectives, your job is to solve the case, not talk to these magazines.
No one talked to this magazine, sir.
He grabs the magazine that he tossed to you earlier, and he flips it open, and he looks, and he points, takes it back to you, and he points at a line. He says, this line says it was heard by an LAPD detective. And you look at it, and it's one of the things you were talking about inside like the dance area.
As we stated, sir, either the club is being eavesdropped upon, or the owner felt it prudent to speak to the paper. We didn't do it.
And as you're thinking about this and looking at the lines that are quoted to you, some of them is what you've talked when you were talking to the dancer as well.
Right.
Sir, I'm not a new officer, and I'm constitutionally opposed to doing things that are going to get you to chew my ass out. Just saying. So we didn't talk to any reporters. If somebody overheard us and then went and talked to this paper, that's probably what happened. I would never talk to the paper about an ongoing investigation. That's ridiculous.
Willem, I want you to make, this is going to sound mean, make a manipulation roll with advantage.
Okay. So,
do you remember how to do advantage?
I don't.
At the top of your sheet, it says Blade Runner Shift Log Vehicle, and then underneath it says advantage. Just click advantage, and then just roll manipulation. Click on manipulation.
Hold on, I'm remembering how to do rolls here.
So you just click the skill name. Oh, you got a 1. Do you want to push it?
I do.
Okay, push it. Just hit push.
I have a feeling if I'm either going to get chewed out more, or he's going to leap across the desk at me if I miss this.
Okay.
Let me make sure I have advantage clicked, and I do.
So he starts steaming more, and he's turning red. And he's about to say something, and he stops. And it's now you realize he was getting out of his chair, and he's leaning towards you. He sits back down, and he's like, solve this case and do it today.
Yes, sir.
Now get out of my office.
I'm already walking out the door. And I'll pull him along with me if he's not coming fast enough.
Okay.
That wasn't so bad. You've got half an ass left.
Yes, but he was being nice. We got to get this done today.
What leads do we have? And where's the rest of our team? Cut 2.
Yeah. Fenna, what are you doing? Actually, Olson can't make the session today, so you're in charge over there.
I see. So, Fenna had done. Yeah, she's wrapping up. She's got the message from headquarters, so she's gonna dial her squad mates.
Okay.
Just gotta mention. I said, I hear the boss is a little pissed off. What's got to burr up his backside? By the way, there's this stupid magazine going around.
Yeah, there's definitely stacks of those magazines in the gun shop and on the street.
Did you say this? I started thinking close.
So you guys get a call from Fenna. It's a group call. And I think you're on your way anyways to meet up with them for the alley.
Mm-hmm.
Fenna, do you want to do anything while you're waiting for Percival and Willem to show up?
I'm going to just carefully read the stories in that magazine, and then I'm going to look up the editor if there's any time, and do a bit of bookwork, just kind of get some background information.
Yes, I think there's something about that.
If I have half an hour, I'll just this computer. I forgot his name already, but I'll punch it in. And who's this guy? And then I'll try to think of ways that we were observed while we were doing our job when we were investigating this murder, and whether somebody had been an informant, but I mean, it's the future, so and even today, there's technology to be listening in this, I'm sure.
Right.
So I warn everybody, I say too, it's like, we should go a bit deep cell, like there's something going on. We've been betrayed.
So you look it up, and in the computer about the editor of the magazine, the writer of this particular article, and he's got a profile in the database. He's been arrested multiple times for inciting hatred against replicants. He's never been charged. He always seems to get off any charges, or they let him go. Could be a little bit of both, right? But he's definitely anti-replicant. He's one of the main, not a leader, but a main figure in the humanist movement, which is like pro-humans, anti-replicants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's typical. I'm thinking to myself, I'm a replicant. I'm self-aware of that and everything.
Yes.
We have a 6-year deadline, by the way. Anyway.
No. Nexus 9s do not have that lifespan.
Okay. I don't know what ours is. Anyway, I shrug these thoughts off. And, so typical stuff, kind of wingnut, nihilist, fanatic. Any connection? Like, does anything ring a bell or anything? I send the information to these guys in a coded channel, probably our private channel, squad channel. Where do you want to meet up? I asked them too. I say, what leads do we have at this point? There's too many red herrings. I'm not sure where to go.
So what do we have open? We found the taxi was a dead end. We couldn't get the number of the cab, right?
No, that's right.
Yeah, so we don't know where the person was dropped off after being picked up.
You do know that the next morning she showed up at the Bullet Bob's and then went across to the alley.
Mm-hmm. And we've already been to Bullet Bob's, right?
That's where Fenna is right now, or
right,
roughly outside.
Yeah. Fenna, have you checked the alley where she was last seen?
I don't think we did.
Olson went to check it out.
Yeah. Okay.
And now he's missing.
Okay, I'll have to say, well, I'll get back to you. I'm just waiting for Olson to get back and meet me at the alley.
Olson had a personal call and had to run away, so it's up to you three for a little bit until their issue is dealt with.
I say we hang in on Olson. Call it a day. Meet at the alley then.
Mm-hmm. Olson had a heart attack.
All right, so your morning shift has ended. You've probably grabbed some crappy breakfast on the way. Fenna's probably grabbed some crappy breakfast while waiting. And as your metro cab, or are you taking? Actually, how are you getting there? Are you walking? Probably not. You taking a spinner, a detective spinner?
My squad car.
Okay, so you've each got your own spinner.
No, I'm probably sharing a spinner with.
Oh, sorry, that's what I meant. Like the two groups, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you arrive with your Blade Runner special spinner, and you land, and Fenna's there waving you over. And you go into the alley, and it's a very maybe at one time it was a nice alley as far as alleys go, but now it's full of garbage and refuse, and it smells bad. Apparently, people have been using this for their bathroom for a while, and they haven't been looking after it. And you see that the alley only has the one entrance and exit as well, so there's nowhere else. There's a couple of doors around, but most of them look to be boarded up. You're looking at a building from the 19th century, maybe. You know, it's a 5 or 6 story building. Tough to see here. There's not a lot of light. But it's old and it's boarded up, and there's one door that's not boarded up. When you look at it, it looks like it's the plywood is there, but it's on a hinge. It's easy to move.
Can I scan the alleyway for electronic devices?
Yeah. Do you need to roll for that? Do you have a skill for that?
I don't know. I pull out my tricorder device and.
Yeah.
Give me a second. So I'll check. I don't know. I'll sniff around. And, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you. Let's say your Kia has something to detect signals, and you look around and you see that there is a camera, and there's only one camera, and as you get close to it, you can see that it's actually pointed at this one specific door, with that's falsely boarded up.
So I'll assume there could be audio. I'll gesture at the other two, point at the camera, and there's nobody in the alleyway though. We're alone.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. Unless someone is under about 20 pounds of garbage bags, you're definitely alone.
Can I reach up and smash the camera?
You certainly can. You're able to reach up, and you can pull it off the wall. You can turn it. You can stick a thumbprint on it so it's smeared and blurry. What do you want to do to it?
I shrug and turn it pointing upward and jam it.
Okay.
Pointing at some pigeons.
Okay. Yeah, so you turn it up and it basically gets a great shot of the rain falling down.
Ooh, epic Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Shot.
Yeah, acid rain everywhere. It's lovely. It should eat through the plastic lens on this camera in no time.
Excellent. I hop back down. All right, I don't know if anyone else is watching, but I don't think we have an amount of time. Wonder what's with this door. Who's here? And I pull out my police scanner and check out the address and what's this building, who lives here, etc.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
While I was doing that, since I'm the forensics guy, I want to take a good look at the door frame, the door sweep of the door, see if there's any blood droplets or anything that would let me know that an injured person might have gone through here recently.
Okay. So Fenna, your search of the database shows that this is a vacant building, and it's been vacant for years. There's no one with an address here. But you realize that doesn't mean no one's living here. It's just not a permanent address. Right? There's lots of people that would just, try and find a way in, get away from the rain, from the cold or whatever, or from street thugs and so forth. But it's no one's home.
Got it. But it's clearly being watched. Right.
Yes.
Look at the others.
Yeah.
Do you
So
see anything?
Oh, go ahead.
He was checking it out. I asked him, do you find anything?
Yeah. So Percival, you do your forensic sweep, and you see that the door frame was recently replaced, and it's been reinforced with non-rotting wood, or sorry, non-rotting composite materials, since wood isn't very plentiful. And it's been painted to look old, and you can see that this piece of plywood here, that's on the hinge to keep it from blowing away or falling over. It's got magnets to keep it closed and make it look like it's nailed shut or screwed shut. But it's, as you can see, as you've plainly seen, you can easily move it. So it's just a facade at this point.
Okay. I will draw my weapon then and slowly open the door.
Real quick though, you guys saw the boss, right? And somebody gave us a smear job. Anything else come out of that?
I think it was somebody in the club when we were questioning them.
I pull out my blaster too. All right.
All right, Bill or Willem, are you going in unarmed? Are you grabbing your gun?
Oh, I'm definitely grabbing my gun.
Okay. Percival, it sounded like you wanted to lead the charge. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Percival gets in. He's got his flashlight on one hand and his gun in the other, and he's pointing around. You all grab your flashlights, and you come in, and it's a very dark old building, and water is dripping from the roof, and you can count 5 flights of stairs, or 5 floors or whatever, 4 flights of stairs. And you can see an elevator over in the corner. You're not sure if it still runs. So there's lots of water around. It's dripping, and you can smell that mold and moss smell, that earthy smell.
So with the condition that the place is in, can we see a clear trail towards either an elevator or towards the stair?
Why don't you make an observation roll? You can all make an observation roll.
All right.
I'm just looking for one person to get it. Darren got it. Who else gets it? All right. Darren and Bert. Sorry, Willem. Sorry. Fenna and Percival got it. Sorry, Willem. Yeah, so you see, like, the water covers everything indiscriminately, but you can see that the floor looks a little more worn going up the stairs. And it seems to be going up a couple flights.
Okay, yeah, so I point this out, and I guess I will start up the stairs. I'm going to be very careful to look to see if, like, the trail obviously skips over a step.
Oh.
So, like if someone is, like, made a particular stair that's either a booby trap or will make noise, and so the trail obviously doesn't hit that step, you know?
Yes. Okay, so I get that. There is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no booby traps here. And you follow this path, this worn path, and as you're doing it, you pass through a lot of, like, the I don't know if they're condos or apartments, what they were at one time. It was clearly, it's not a hotel, it was a living space. You pass through a lot of these doors, and a lot of them don't have doors. They've been torn off, or they've ripped open or broken through. And you can tell there's nothing there, but the path keeps going past them, and it goes up, and eventually it leads you to a door that's actually looks like the same door that was put on the outside of the building, and the door is closed.
Okay, I will point at the door, and then I'll kind of stick to the side to cover whoever opens the door.
Okay, who's going to open the door?
Fenna will glide forward gracefully,
Okay.
tactfully.
Okay.
And she scans the area quickly for more cameras and stuff first.
Yeah, make an observation roll.
Devices.
It's really dark in here, so let's see if you can get your device to pick
She has,
them up.
like, bionic vision.
She has what?
Bionic vision.
What is that?
It's a replicant thing.
Okay, you see one camera pointed at the door.
And I point at it, reach over to it, wrench it up to the ceiling.
It's getting a great look at a great close-up of some of the mold and mildew that's underneath and that's working its way from the staircase above.
They know we're here, I say. We best move quickly if we want to do this. And is the door locked or secured in some fashion?
You go and you turn the knob and you start pushing and the door pushes open.
I quickly stand to the side in case somebody is going to shoot or something. Wait 2 seconds.
You wait and it's silence.
I nod at Percival and Willem, and I move quickly into the room, checking the corners.
Okay.
And I mutter out secure. If it's secure, if not, I'll put it.
Yep. And I'll enter right behind, going opposite corner that he does.
Okay.
She.
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay, just a second.
And I look for cameras and devices.
There are no cameras that you can see, so I'm trying to find the map here. I guess it's not there. Okay, hang on. If I can find the image. Here.
And
so you get into what looks to be actually a well-maintained apartment. You're in a bit of a hallway, and you can see that it looks like there's like a parlor to one side and a kitchen to another, and then in front of you, some other room, like some seats in there or whatever. And as you're standing looking around, you hear this gentleman's voice, and he says, "It's okay, gentlemen, or it's okay, officers. You can come in here." And that's coming from the parlor. You can see when you look through the double doors into the parlor, you see a grand piano, and you see some windows looking out into the rain-filled Los Angeles streets. And as you kind of inch a little closer, you see a bald person sitting on the couch by himself, and he doesn't turn his head or anything. And he says, "She's not here, but you're welcome to come in."
Step in.
So you step into the parlor.
yes.
And he says, "I came here looking for her, and she disappeared." And as you walk a little closer and around, you can see that his eyes have glazed over. They're kind of white, and it's clear that he's blind. Now, if I can find, and I'm throwing another picture on the desktop for you.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, they call me the Aurelian."
And you knew Leah.
Yes, I was helping her escape.
So, this smear job, this setup, do you think she's innocent?
Innocent? No, she killed the man.
What was she escaping from?
It's at this point that he turns his head to you and he says, "The planet."
We're hunting her, actually, in a way.
Yeah, you. So
Right, but she started running before we started hunting her, so.
So yeah, she is escaping from her life.
Huh.
So, what happened to her? Has Has she joined the underground?
No, but she came to the underground, found her, and offered her help. She's been suffering from terrible memories and wanted to get away from this. So I've shared with you a crime scene photo of the parlor, and there's a bunch of clues in here.
What's the digital device on the table?
1 second. I don't. Nothing. Nothing of value.
Where is he sitting?
He's sitting on the couch, not picking.
In which case I pick up the coffee cup because it's not his. Is it warm?
No.
Okay.
No. Officer, I've been here for a number of hours. And you can see that while I can move around and get around myself, I just can't figure out the details on the table. I just don't have the eyes for it.
I'll check out the literature. There's a couple magazines there.
Yeah, there is a magazine. I'm going to show this to you. It's Synth Magazine. It's a replicant focus magazine.
Oh.
And he says things on the table are things that she would have brought with her. It was clean when we brought her here the other day. If you can find out where she is, I hope you can save her from herself and from those awful people at Kill Magazine.
Indeed. Is this your leftover food? This from her?
No, it's just food that we provided to her. When she wanted to get away, we told her to come here and that we'd drop off food for her.
What are the boxes under the table?
Oh, it seems to be different sizes of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And the box is not quite full. And the Aurelian says, we try to provide our runaway replicants with things they need when they want to leave and get away.
You expected her to be here.
I did.
It was a safe house.
Yes, it is. It was. He smiles and snickers a bit. It is safe no more. So something else you see on the table is a torn page from a book. And as you look at it, it looks to be a poem from William Blake.
And this was hers?
Is it part of the same poem that we got last time?
I don't know if it's part of the same poem or if it's part of
the same sequence of poems, because
yeah,
that was part of a...
Yeah, it's the same book.
Okay.
Another thing that you see on the table is it's like a pamphlet. It's weathered, it's creased, it's been handled a lot. But it talks about leaving Earth and going off-world to a better life.
Why are you helping us?
Well, that's a great question, he says, and he smiles a bit. When I knew that you were coming in, there wasn't really much I could do about it to prevent you from discovering this place. And I hope and I trust that seeing that two of you are replicants yourselves, that you'll find some sympathy and empathize with her and help her get away from her personal torment and horror.
According to Wallace Corp, she shouldn't be able to do this, right?
Well, I'm not sure we can trust Wallace Corp.
No. I'm asking like GM. Like,
oh,
we were told she shouldn't be able to do this.
That is what Wallace Corp has told you. Yes.
Yeah, but she's gone nuts. Like, she failed her tests. She's clearly looped out in the poetry and.
Right, but according to Wallace Corp, that also is impossible.
Well, they did say that it's sometimes you do need to be recalibrated.
Definitely embarrassing.
Yes, this would definitely be embarrassing to Wallace Corporation, who has said that their Nexus 9s are perfect and you never have to worry about them, and they're the perfect little things.
I say quite bitterly, sometimes machines malfunction, because I've had similar feelings to her, but she's definitely gone down the rabbit hole. I mean, but something else is going on here. Like, she shot this person, as far as you know. That's the premise. She is under investigation.
You seem to know what visions were plaguing her. You care to share them with us?
He stands up and he walks over, almost like he can see perfectly. And he walks over to another table and he grabs, he grabs something. You just have to give me 1 second.
He's going for a gun!
He's not going for a gun. Oh, I think you already have this. It's a photo of a little girl that looks an awful lot like Leah. And he says she's haunted by the memories of her daughter, who was killed a number of years ago when she was still a little child.
Wait, can replicants have children?
No. Not to your knowledge, but you do know that your memories are implanted into you by a memory designer. So and you're not sure exactly what memories are real and what are not real.
Wow. They really want to drive replicants insane and give them false memories of children.
And you see him grab a couple glasses and he starts pouring a few drinks out of a crystal decanter. And he hands a glass to everyone, and it smells like a cheaper Scotch whiskey. And he grabs a glass for himself and he shoots it down in one gulp.
He's not a replicant, is he?
Look at the brochure and look at handout L. Does the lighting quality in the background of the girl not look the same as the Arcadia panel?
Same tone.
Yeah.
So perhaps this implanted memory of hers is drawing her back to Arcadia.
Detectives, the gentleman, he asks and he puts his head down a bit and he holds it up again. He's like, can I trust that you're not here that you're only interested in Leah's welfare? You're not just going to go and shoot her?
I look at Bill's character.
I'm not going to just shoot her now.
No, I say right away no. But I wonder, do you think she's sane?
As sane as anyone else, yes. For do not humans also have issues?
I would know. I look at him in the eye. But machines do break down. They do malfunction. And when replicants malfunction, that's when everything goes sideways.
And he looks at you as if he can see through his blind eyes, and he says, my friend, we are not machines. We're organic beings just like you. It's just our birth was different than your process. We still live, we still feel, we still hunger. And he pulls into his pocket and he pulls out this crumpled, looks like a postcard, and he's like, I found this in the garbage. I assume it has something to do with where she is. And he hands it to you.
So does that match what's on the table or not across from the table? There's a Hollywood something across from the table.
Yeah, so being Blade Runners, you've heard stories that there are, I don't know, black market's not the right word, but off the books transports that pick people up from various locations. And the gentleman, the Aurelian, says, I think this is where she's going. I think there's a pickup here. This is where they pick up sometimes. It's one of the standard spots. It just depends which one she's decided to go for.
So there are clothes. So the box of clothes.
Yes.
Does it look like they had been gone through? Like someone was.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yep.
She has clothing. She may not have left suddenly. How much food is left here?
So you see takeout
Yeah.
on the counters. You go into the kitchen, you see some takeout, and you see some stuff in the fridge. So it looks freshly stocked.
Okay.
She only disappeared, like basically 2 days ago, right in the evening when the shooting was.
Yeah.
And then they brought her here the next morning.
So there are 2 drink cups on the table. He said they're not his.
Right.
Okay. How good is our ability to take fingerprints? Like, can we instantly look up something in a database, or is it like a long rigmarole thing?
You know what? I don't know. So let's roll for it and see what you get. I would
Okay.
say that's I just forget the skill tech.
Tech. Okay.
Let's see if you can get your Kia to do what you want to do.
Okay. And I want to basically dust both cups
Okay.
there.
Okay.
I've got an A rank in it, so let me roll. Oh, sorry.
Since your forensics,
Mhm.
I'm going to give you advantage on this one.
Advantage. Okay. Advantage. And tech, you say?
Yes.
Ooh, I will
wanna
push it.
push?
Yes. Oh, it won't let me push.
Just roll again.
Okay. Tech.
Okay.
3.
Yeah. So you're able to extract fingerprints off and match them perfectly. You're able to determine a way to scan perfectly on the round surface of the cup and prevent the background light from bleeding through and distorting what you're scanning. It's a very great process of image processing. You're very proud of yourself. And you get 2 hits back. One is Officer Leah, and the other is... There's so many names, I just can't keep them all. It's someone that you recognize and have met already. Styles. It's the bald dude. The other bald dude that the image has shown. So Styles is the one.
Yeah, he's the guy we interviewed in the alley.
Yes.
I will ask the Aurelian then, is Styles part of your, looking back from my tablet or whatever, is Styles part of your organization? He was here with her recently. I would assume right before she left.
He smiles a bit and he says, Detective, I'm sure you can appreciate that I don't want to give away all our secrets just yet. There's still
reframing that question
that needs saving, he says.
Is Styles a threat to her?
No. Styles wants nothing but the best for her and all replicants.
Can we look up to see if Styles has a permit and a vehicle?
Sure. Yeah. So you cross-reference it with the driver and vehicle licensing department, and nothing comes up.
Styles isn't that guy threw up against the wall, is it?
Yep.
No, that was
never.
Snake, I think.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
That was one of your informants.
Right.
Star was the guy that witnessed. Who's the first witness that was out in the crowd that we noticed waiting for us?
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping he would have been her ride, but if so, then it's not a registered car.
Well,
how far from here is Hollywood, the site?
It's probably further than walking distance. I would have to. It's probably not a bad cab ride. I don't know enough about Los
Angeles. Fellows, either the Aurelian here is giving us a red herring, or this is where she and Styles was heading. It seems she had time to pack, pointing at the clothes that are missing.
So, actually, if you look at the map on the main screen of Roll20 and scroll to the bottom, where it's zoomed out and it shows like the box that's zoomed in, the bigger map is the zoomed in box, but on the right where it says the kipple, and the kipple is just trash and garbage and more garbage and trash, and the Hollywood sign is up in the hills somewhere in the kipple, and you would know that for sure. I just didn't know that.
Okay. Well,
so cab ride.
Yeah. I don't think it really matters how they got there. I don't think getting a hold of the cab companies to trace them is worth it, considering we know what the destination is likely to be. Shall we just take a trip? Unless you have other questions.
The Aurelian says, no, I have no other questions. Thank you, officers.
I turned to look at him. I meant for my fellow officers.
Of course, gentlemen. Officers, sorry. I keep saying gentlemen, forgive me.
Anything, the piano kind of stands out to me. I'm going to just go take a look at that real quick.
The poem was?
Oh. Sorry, Fenna?
Is that where the poem was, the piano?
It was on the coffee table.
Oh, okay.
So the piano is a grand piano. It's old, and as you play a few keys, you can tell that it's out of tune. It's not horribly out of tune, but it's not in tune. And you see a bit of dust on the top. It looks like it doesn't get used too often. Maybe a leftover from the previous resident.
You can search it, but
yeah, you lift the top and you look, and there's just strings and such things that make a piano make it sound. Nothing out of the ordinary. So what would you like to do? Any more questions for Aurelian? You want to have a nap here? Did anyone drink the whiskey that he handed you?
I did not.
Fenna?
Yeah, sure.
So you had some of the whiskey, and it's not not top quality stuff, but it tastes all right. It doesn't. It burns a little like all whiskey does, or all poor cheap whiskey does, anyways.
Numbs the pain.
But there's nothing wrong with the whiskey. So what would you like to do?
Well, we could go cut her off. Seems she's going off world. I suggest we make it to that Hollywood destination, and I'm not sure if we should call in backup or tell the boss or where we're going. I look at them all. She's running.
We could put a bolo out on Styles. I assume there's already one out on her, but we can put one out on Styles as well in case someone catches sight of him or he shows up on a camera somewhere.
Yeah, there's been one on her since the incident. But it hasn't been updated that she's armed and dangerous, just that she's missing. So, something that your reports haven't got people to change yet.
Right. I'm going to put Bill on mute. There he is.
So, Willem, do you have any other questions for the Aurelian?
No.
No. And the Aurelian stands up. He's like, "It's been a pleasure. I assume I'm free to go."
Broken any laws?
And he nods and he says, "Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great day. I hope you don't find what you're looking for." And he walks out the door. Pretty agile for a blind man.
I would expect in this world that we are in, if he is blind, it's an affectation. He could get replacements.
It is very possible to do that, yes. Sorry, Fenna?
What now?
To Hollywood!
Indeed. To the sign.
After calling in a bolo or a person of interest on Styles, see if anyone can pick him up.
Okay. So that's pretty easy to get done. You call Central Dispatch, and since you're a Blade Runner, you always get priority access to things like that. They don't question you for simple requests at all. All right, so you leave the damp and mold-filled apartments, and you're back outside into the fresh air of the acid-rained, soaked streets of Los Angeles, and you head back to your spinner. Now, are you all going to go into one spinner?
No, let's take two, just in case.
Okay.
Unless Fenna took public transport to get here anyway.
No. Hell no. Spinner.
Yeah, as Blade Runners, you can have access to the special Blade Runner spinners. Excuse me. So yeah, you get in your spinners and you start going towards Hollywood sign. And I assume you're driving side by side or whatever. And as you're driving towards, it takes a bit of time to get there. It's not instant. You notice you're being followed.
Of course.
And you look back and you see that it's a transport spinner. And you can tell from here that it looks like 2 tactical missiles attached to it, 2 launch points for tactical missiles.
Whoa.
And it's getting closer to your 2 spinners.
Let's give him more targets. Let's split.
Yeah, I'm not going to pin it. I'm going to lose it.
Okay.
I say, let's meet up.
Yeah. Sure. I would assume, Bill, that your character is not the type to let a replicant drive, so you're probably driving.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Fenna and Bill, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw, if you give me 3 minutes. Sorry.
Okay, actually, I got to run to the kitchen then.
Okay. I'm going to throw a vehicle onto your character sheet so you can roll driving properly. I just have to find it. Detective Special Spinner. I don't know if I have pictures. Maneuverability B. Oh, vehicle armor C. And your hull is 4. Oh, that's not as good. So, what may happen is you're going to have to roll maneuverability of your vehicle, and that adds to your driving statistic. So if you, at the top, where you see Blade Runner, Shift Log, and Vehicle on your character sheet, if you click on Vehicle, you'll see a few stats for a vehicle.
Okay.
Maneuverability is going to be the one you're probably going to need to roll as the driver, Willem.
Okay. So maneuverability.
Yeah, not right now. Well, you can roll it if you want. It doesn't matter. But if you're doing anything other than just basic driving, you're trying to speed away, get through obstacles and things like that, then you need to make a maneuverability roll. So it's a combination of the vehicle's maneuverability plus your Blade Runner's driving ability. So, but it takes, if you add it to the character sheet, it rolls it for you. You don't have to worry about that. Just roll it from that spot.
All
right. So Fenna has peeled off, and this other. Oh, here's Fenna. So Darren,
Yo.
on your character sheet, near the top, you see Blade Runner, Shift Log, and Vehicle. If you click on Vehicle, you're going to see some stats for a vehicle: hull, armor, and maneuverability.
Yep.
When you need to, when I ask for you to make a maneuverability or a driving roll, I mean a maneuverability roll from your vehicle spot.
Okay.
So basic driving, going from a straight line, parking, even parallel parking, you don't have to make a roll. But if you have to do things out of the ordinary, like to rely on your police training and things like that,
Go on 2 wheels and slip through an alley?
Pretty much, yeah. That would require a maneuverability roll. So, okay. You guys peel apart now, and it looks like this big transport spinner. Yeah.
Can I go on 2 wheels and slip into an alley?
Okay. Make a maneuverability.
Sorry, though. I didn't mean to.
Not right now.
Soon.
Okay. Well, it seems to be following Willem's spinner.
Mm.
And it's getting close. And you can see that they're getting really close really quickly. And they're probably coming up to oh, he's
They're attacking?
Yeah, it looks like they're ramming your squad mate's car.
Bastards. Are these things armed? They have like
yeah, yes, yours are armed. And I just forget what they have. They have guns. You have a gun. Well, you have a lot of things. So you have what is it? You have cameras, a 360-degree camera on your spinners. Mm-hmm. You have a communications terminal back to LAPD headquarters, and you have a gun that will spin 360 degrees around And if it's on the top, it's 180 degrees on the top. If it's on the bottom, 180 degrees on the bottom. So you only have one gun, so you get to choose where it is, top or bottom, depending on how you want to drive. But you get pretty good coverage.
All right, I'd like to maneuver my vehicle into position where I can tell a top mount gun to target the missile itself.
Okay, so we're going to get to you in a second. Willem, this car is coming at you, or this spinner is coming at you really quick, and it's going to try and smash your car. And it looks like it's trying to push you into one of the buildings.
Well, I'm going to push it into one of the buildings.
Okay, so I need you. We're going to do an opposed roll. Make a maneuverability roll.
Oh.
So they got one success. Do you wish to push?
I do.
Okay, so I don't think you get. I can't remember if you get stress when you roll a 1 outside pushing, but if you roll it when you push, you'll take stress. So just re-roll that. Okay. So it pushes you into, and you can only push once. It pushes you into the building, and your ship takes. Well, it could take up to 3 damage. Just roll your vehicle armor roll. We're going to see every success reduces your damage by 1.
Huh.
Okay, your ship's hull has been reduced by 3. So if you go down to 0, that means your ship is going to start losing altitude and crash to the bottom. Okay, so Fenna, as you're repositioning to get a better shot, you see that this bigger, it's a transport, right? It's carrying people, so it's physically bigger than either of your spinners, and it's pushing Willem and Percival's spinner into a building, and it's destroying part of the building. It's a shithole anyway, so it doesn't matter. And you can see some damage to their spinner.
Okay, all right, good. I got an idea.
Yeah.
This thing's being driven by something, or are these automated?
Oh, it's definitely being driven by something, by someone.
And it's a large thing. It's a transporter.
Yeah, you suspect there's people inside.
Okay, I'm gonna fly up onto the top of it, tilt sideways, and jump out on the roof of it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I like it. I'm gonna make you roll to see. Everyone's moving at high speeds, so I want you to make a mobility roll. This is to see if you can land and keep your balance without falling off.
So not vehicle roll, but my personnel.
Yes, because you're jumping out of the vehicle, right? Sure. Onto their vehicle.
No problem.
Holy shit!
And I do a bit of a roll move, dramatically, and come up with pistol in one hand. Oh no, wait, not yet. I move up the vehicle quickly toward the driver's side.
Okay, so as you jump down, your vehicle kind of starts twirling.
No, I put the vehicle on hover mode. Like click.
Oh, it's on autopilot.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
These things are expensive.
They are. They might come out of your paycheck if you destroy it. So it's sitting there above, but if they move, it's not necessarily going to keep up. It's just going to stay on its same vector.
Oh, that's fine. Yes.
So you're jumped on there, and you're going to go up to the pilot. And as you get close to the door, you can see in, and what you can see from what's in there is it's a group of, it looks like 4 people plus the pilot. They're all dressed in black, and they're all wearing helmets with black visors that cover half their face, right? It's like a hockey visor, except you can't see through it, and you can just see their nose and their mouth and their chin.
So this like a attack squad.
Yes, it is.
Black Op.
Yes, it is.
So I'll quickly lean back and I'll tell the others, it's a hit team. I'm gonna try to take them out.
So
and if I can, I can only do so many things. But you said that gun is automated on the skimmer, right?
Yeah, you can control it with your Kia. We can. But
Right,
you're on the
well,
machine too, right?
Yeah, and I've already acted this round and stuff, so I don't mean to do too much. But
Yeah, so if Percival can man the guns while Willem drives, I would do that.
Yes.
Don't shoot me.
What would you like to do? You got this you get this message, and it's hard to hear because it sounds like someone's outside in like a hurricane. There's a lot of wind and it's breaking up, but it's basically Fenna saying what Fenna said.
Right. So I would like to essentially try to disable it, shoot low or high, depending on where Fenna is. Okay. Can we see Fenna?
Yeah, if you look back and stretch a bit, you can definitely see Fenna.
Okay.
So, and you're starting to get, there's lights flashing on the dashboard about some of the damage you've taken, Willem.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I want to shoot.
You want to shoot?
Yep.
All right. We're just going to make a firearms roll.
Oh, bad. Okay, here we go.
First shot.
What are my war skills? Oh, hey, 2.
Okay, excellent. So they have armor.
Aha!
So you get 1 damage through. That's good. 2 damage. It's we're gonna call it an auto cannon. It's worth 3 damage. Plus, you rolled an extra success. Mm-hmm. So that's an extra damage. So that's 4 damage. -1 is 3 damage to this machine. Okay. So yeah, you put a whole bunch of holes through this machine, and you can see it starting to lose its stability, and it's kind of it's not holding straight. It's fluttering a bit, and as you're looking, there's smoke coming out of the bottom there, at the back. Willem, what do you want to do?
I don't know. I only have 1 hull point left.
So what you can do is take your action to more focused driving, and that'll give you advantage on your rolls, on your maneuverability roll.
Okay.
If you want to do that. If there's something else you want to do, that we can do that too.
Well, Bert's like manning the weapons. Did I hear that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try to get into a position that will offer him maximum goodness.
Okay. All right. So that's fine. You don't have to. You know what? Make a roll. Make a maneuverability roll, and let's see if the other ship lets you get into that position.
Oh my god.
Do you want to push it? Well, let's see what they get first before you try and push it. They got 2 successes. Do you want to push it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be bad if I screw this up.
Explode in a fireball.
Well, that won't happen this turn because it's not their turn to try and damage you. So basically, what happens is they don't let you get into an advantageous position.
Okay.
So they've kept you at a disadvantage.
I gotcha.
But apparently, you can still shoot and hit them just fine. All right. Everyone's gone. So it's their turn now. So as you're holding on to the edge, Fenna, or on the roof, or however you're attached to it, you see the door on the side slide open, and one of this Black Ops guys, you can see he leans out and he's got his gun, and he's aiming it at you.
They know I'm here.
So he's gonna. Well, I'm gonna call them he's just for.
No,
and
go ahead.
He hits you for 2 damage. And I forget, the crit is D10. So you don't have any armor, right?
Doesn't look like it.
No, so you take 2 to your health. You lose 2 health.
Okay.
All right. And the the ship is just gonna. It's just holding steady. That's their turn. Because now they've got a door open and everything, and you can see that there's 4 of them in there for sure. Fenna, now it's your turn, Fenna.
Oh, okay. I thought I had him surprised, but they spotted me, so I shoot him in the face.
All right, you take your blaster out and you shoot him in the face. Make a firearms roll. Oh, look at that. What's your damage for firearms?
Well, it's a called shot, so that might have been a difficulty rating on that.
Well, what's your firearm? Does it say what damage it is?
Oh, it's well, it depends. I have D10 for one of them.
Okay, well, we'll just say that you hit him in the head and he just falls down and falls to the ground, hundreds of stories below.
Oh, melted his face?
Yeah, you shot him in the head and he died.
Ow.
Now, Percival and Willem.
Yeah, I will shoot some more.
You're going to shoot some more? Okay.
Actually, Willem, if you want to try to drive to get me a better shot first and then take the...
Okay.
And then you do that.
Let's do that.
All right, make a maneuverability, and they're going to try and fight you on that. They're going to try and keep their advantage. All right, you got 1. They got 3.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Do you want to push?
Yeah, might as well.
All right, try and push.
ooh.
No.
Oh.
Oh, and you have to take 1 stress now too. You
Okay.
lose 1 resolve.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right. So I'll
right,
fire anyway. Am I normal or am I at a disadvantage because of their maneuver?
No, you're normal.
Okay.
All right.
1. They have armor.
If they roll any successes. No successes, so they take 1 damage. So you can see that their hull's starting to get kind of beat up.
Mm-hmm.
They may be Black Ops, but their vehicle is not. All right, so Fenna, another one, moves forward to replace the fallen comrade.
Say again, pardon me?
So another one of these guys, like there was 4 of them back there, now there's 3 of them. Another one comes up and aims his rifle at you.
How do I give myself stress on here?
It should be it should be resolve.
Can I, if they have to come up, can I act like if they have to climb up onto the roof?
Well, they're just poking through the open door. It's like a sliding van door.
Ooh.
Do you want to do something other than shoot, or?
Well, I was going to order my skimmer to ram it. But
Okay,
it's in my head, so when it rams it, I know it rams it. I'm holding off my arm, but it'll shake the other guy free, I'm hoping.
You can do that on your turn.
Okay,
So, but they're still going to shoot at you.
okay.
And they get 1 success. And you take 2 more points of health. You lose 2 more points of health.
Okay.
If you lose all your health, you become broken. And you're probably going to let go.
Okay.
And then you will become dead.
Yeah,
There's no death saving throw from that one.
gotcha.
All right, Bill. The vehicle is going to try and ram you and push you in again. So you're going to have to make a maneuverability roll. So I'll roll first. They got 1.
Come on, Bill.
Okay. Yeah.
Keep us flying.
You only need to get 1 success.
That's good.
And you did it.
Nice. Okay.
So if you want to push it for a better outcome, I'll let you, and that'll get you an advantage.
No.
But you also stand the chance of losing.
Yeah. I'm going to keep it like that.
Okay, so you're able to fly just enough ahead that when they try and push you, you don't actually take any damage. You don't go into the wall or anything like that.
Okay.
All right. Who's next after them? Fenna, you wanted to ram them with your car. Use your Kia.
Yeah,
All right. So
and ram that mofo, and then I'll shoot the driver.
Okay, make a maneuverability roll for your vehicle ramming. And I'm going to say you get advantage.
Hell yeah.
Because they probably don't realize that it's happening because they're focused on the other spinner and you. Okay, 3. I'm going to see what they get. Okay, they get 1. So you cause... What's your hull rating? Your max hull rating. Is it 6 or 4?
4.
4. So you cause 2 damage minus 1, so you cause 1 damage to it. And you can hear, after you hit it with your spinner, you can hear this transport spinner start to make kind of noises like it's starting to have trouble staying in the air.
Okay, then I'm going to run back and jump on my skimmer.
Okay, so...
Dodge and lean, serpentine.
Make a mobility roll.
Hell yeah. Replicant.
All right, you got it. So you're in your spinner. Bill, so you just saw Fenna's spinner somehow attack it while Fenna was on the machine, and then Fenna, Superman jumped back into her spinner.
We're like Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard jumped. There you go. And it's smoking, and you can even hear the noises it's making. And it's kind of like sputtering. Trying to sputter and stay up in the air. And you can see it goes up a bit and comes down and starts going up and then comes down.
Get me a better shot, Willem.
All right, let's see what we can do.
All right. Roll with advantage.
All right.
And this guy is making a disadvantage maneuverability. Push it, Bill. Push it.
Oh.
There we go.
All right. You should take your shot, Percival, with advantage. He's got you in such an amazing position.
No, let's see if we can finish him off.
And as you see Fenna flying.
3!
Nice.
3. Awesome. Let's see what his armor rolls. 1, 2. However, your bullets, some of them pass through it and some of them just go wild. But it seems to be enough. You can hear you can hear the engine and the spinners start to sputter. And then you just hear, well, it's hard to hear at this sound at this point, but you can see that the spinners are slowing down. Instead of being a blur, you can actually start making out some of the blades and everything inside until it just stops. And then it's almost like the spinner hangs in the air for a second, and then it just starts falling down quickly. And if you wait long enough, you don't hear anything, but you see a little explosion on the ground.
I'll call it in to have the wreckage or any survivors picked up.
Okay, so you call it in, and you
keep
carry
going.
on. Carry on to the Hollywood sign, and it's 8:30, and it's time to quit.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you very much. Take your, I forget what they're called, 5 points. I think it was promotion points, wasn't it?
Promotion points, yep.
So take your 5 promotion points. You can upgrade a skill, or you can save it for later.
I am going to upgrade firearms.
So that was good.
Yeah,
I got a couple bullet holes in me though.
Yeah, but you don't die necessarily from just getting shot. So you can get broken, and then you need some first aid. So we can deal with that next session.
Yep.
Cool. And your spinner there, Willem and Percival, it's not doing so good either, though. So.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get there, and then we can figure it out from there.
There might be a few rolls to see how well that plan works, but we'll save those for next session.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and end it there then, guys. Bill, you got anything you want to shout out?
My Lost City Baracus game is probably within a couple of sessions of ending, and after that I'll be running some Ravenathic over at Frog God, probably both S&W and 5e. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll get you in.
Nice. And if you found us, you know where we are, but check out Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. That's got 14 years of our podcasting different games. It also has all of our social links to YouTube, Discord, and all the places that we exist in the virtual world. Kelly, you got anything you want to?
No, just that we should. I suspect the next session in 2 weeks will be the final episode.
All right. Nice. Darren, you got anything?
No, just a big thanks to you guys being good sports and Kelly. Great job.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, folks, if you will hang on for 30 minutes, we're having a twofer tonight. We're going to be playing some Bloody Appalachia here in about half an hour. So, say goodnight, everybody. For now. Bye.
Bye, everybody.